when your idols become your rivals, it's important to have somebody to chase and be inspired by. So for me, like this is relevant for us because you were somebody that I followed for years. And I was looking back for your social media last night, and I remember videos that I used to watch of you, and I thought, like, just because I remember playing tennis with you at the local tennis club, and I think, well, surely, like, I should be able to get as strong as like a guy who just plays at local tennis club, and that's what I've always thought. So, like, having you and like being able to, like, I suppose I've been inspired by the fact that you're like, I suppose, similar weight with both from an athletic background, a sporting background. Mm-hmm. I think we're both kind of, I think that's a big thing for me to relate to is like the sporting background thing, because we do it because we enjoy it. Yeah. You know, a lot of people are kind of, they fall into it because of the gym or whatever. Whereas actually we just want to be good at sport. And so there's a lot of things that, so for me personally, I'm saying thank you to you for inspiring me, and it's helped me with literally everything with the competing, and you know, like even so much as the overhead, like doing the dumbbell thing, and like it's every step that you've done over the last 5 or 6 years, like it's massively helped me. So thank you. So do you have any people that you kind of look up to or inspire you, and how's that? Do you find it important?
Yeah, I do. So mine was always Shane, like the Dragon Head, as people know him, MST Systems, Change a Man. Not necessarily the sporting background, but when I first started in Strongman, he was sort of already at the top of like the under 90 kilo game, and I was like looking at the things that he did, similar to you there, and just thought, wow, I want to do that one day. I want to be that like Savage or whatever that, you know, and win comps. He was winning comps, and for me, winning has always been what I want to do. I like the feeling of winning or podium and whatever, getting a trophy, but winning was always the thing. And he was the winner at the time I came into to Strongman, and then he was the first under 80 kilo athlete. Well, the first person from this country to go under 80 kilo, go to the States, compete in the States. I thought, wow, like competing internationally. Didn't think I could do that in this sport. It wasn't available at the time when I, like 2010, when I came into Strongman, that wasn't available. Lightweight athletes didn't compete internationally. Not even 105s. There wasn't a 105 international scene. And then he sort of broke the mold when they did the Arnold Strongman in 2012. And I thought, I want to do that. That's what I want to do.
What about now, more recently?
More recently, it's not idols, it's competitors. It's other competitors that I keep my eye on and think, well, if they can do that, surely I can do that as well. Like yourself, like coming in 100 kilo dumbbells, whatever, like, why can't I do that at the same time? And that's what keeps me ticking over now. Yeah, I can. But that's what keeps me ticking over now is other competitors. It's not necessarily someone that I see as an idol, because I mean, I totally respect and I love watching the Open Strongmen, but you can't relate to that, really, can you? As an 80 kilo athlete, it's really tough to relate to someone who's logging 220, deadlifting 500 kilo. That's not there. But they're idols in the sense of they're the strongest humans about, but they're not achievable idols in terms of what I see.
I get what you mean.
So those people now are fellow competitors and people that are really at the top of the under 80 kilo. Under 80 kilo scene, they're what I see as, but I wouldn't class it as an idol.
I suppose for me, like I went to like watch Giants live last week, and like I see all the athletes there, and I'm like so inspired by them because like as a fan of the sport more.
Exactly that.
Whereas like, does it motivate me watching those guys? Nowhere near as much as, say, you know, if you did a 105 dumbbell in training, or seeing you hit like, what did you do last night? 205 for 6 on the Viking press. Yeah. Like for me, that's like that's really inspiring, because I mean like if I don't think my push press might probably never be as good as you, but I think that how could I close the gap? So if we were in a competition and I'm only doing like say we do a Viking press and you're there and there's a few athletes here and I'm here, like how could I get above a few of those athletes? And seeing you do that, like if you're thinking 205 for 6, well, surely I can do whatever I've been doing and a little bit more.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm the same with the deadlift, like closing the gap this is what I've been through with like preparation for OSG, is how do I, like on my events where I'm not at the top of the game. Where can I get? Where can I sort of? And then I watch the top deadlifters. Right, he's doing like 15 reps on this, like your Rich Molnars and the Ben Donins and people like that. Like, see them. Where can I close the gap? How can I get from sort of 10 reps to 12 reps to get myself more points in that thing?
But I think that's the key, is like picking those names that you can actually relate to. Maybe they are better, but they're no more than 10% better.
Yeah. So that's the inspiration. That's where I get my inspiration from now.
Yeah.
It's not idolizing people, but it's seeing what other people at the top of the event list are doing and saying, how does that motivate my training? Where does that take my training?
Mm-hmm.
And it gives me an idea of where I need to be and what I need to be.
Yeah, and I think for me, an important thing on this, like we've said, is like picking people who are close to you, and you've got that relatability aspect. But also for me, people who couple that with kind of they're a decent person as well, and they're like they might be doing something good for, like say you mentioned Shane, for instance. You look at what he's putting back into the sport via coaching, sponsorship and stuff. So, I mean, it's not just what the lifting, being a savage in the gym. It's actually because, it's so important, the holistic thing, you being a good partner to your lass, like you having a career.
Yeah.
Like, it is very easy when you kind of say at the level you are to kind of be so obsessed that you can kind of get down a rabbit hole with it where you compromise other things.
Yeah.
But in terms of for longevity,
yeah,
like we've got to spin all the plates, haven't we?
That's what I've always had. I think my obsession is for a couple of hours a day. And that's it. And then it goes sort of out the window after that couple of hours.
So do you find like you compartmentalize stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Like, especially my training, but it helps with like you mentioned my lass, it helps with that because she's a competitive horse rider.
Yeah.
So she understands the fact that training for me is like her horse riding. She has to do it every day, and she has to do it for umpteen hours every day.
Yeah.
So the understanding's there that I also have my thing that needs to be done for certain, and she just leaves me alone, which is great. Like there's nothing worse than being training and someone constantly like.
Yeah, but that's it. She gets it, doesn't she? And
exactly.
She'll leave you to it, and
exactly
that's a massive thing that I appreciate about Molly. But it's like the relatability aspect of,
for sure.
Like she's been training this morning, for instance, and she asked me before she left. She was like, "Oh, because I said I was doing chat with you." She said, "Oh, are you going down to the gym? You're not coming down to the gym, are you?" And I'm like, "No." It's like she doesn't want me there when she's training.
Yeah.
But then we come back and like everything's great. But like she wouldn't think of anything worse than coming down to watch me training.
Exactly.
Like, but she's fully supportive. She's like, you go and train. You go and do your thing.
Yeah.
You go and get that sorted because you can't.
Yeah.
So it's great to have that balance. But I suppose like back to the point, like having like for me having those kind of people you're inspired by that's holistic and not just what they're lifting in the gym.
For sure.
Because like we know to do it for as long as you've done it, like you can't just be to not be a flash in the pan. You've got excuse me, but you've got definitely.
To you see that people come and go, and I have done over the years, just come in and make a massive impact, but then I think they're sort of, what's the best word I'm looking for? They're like obsessive for such a short period of time.
Yeah.
So they're very, very focused, very obsessed, but then it's gone. And they lose their drive, they lose their determination. So they've probably not got these inspiring people around them that keep them going, or they don't feel that inspiration from other competitors. And that's what I feel. I feel inspired. Like it's all the people at the top of the game in my weight category inspire me all the time. To be better.
And I suppose like you going to Clash recently,
for sure.
And like not like for me, like a lot of those guys, like following my social media and they're brilliant and they're amazing and they do inspire me. But I mean, for you to like go and hang out with them after the thing, and just realize that actually they're decent humans as well.
Exactly, great guys to be around, and all of them. And it was just that's inspiring. That all of that.
Right.